Browns holding their 5th OTA practice, second open to the media here today in Berea and Mary Kay. The real fun for the defense, at least, starts after their next OTA practice. Myles Garrett is living up to his end of the bargain after Deshaun Watson took the offense to the Bahamas. He is taking the defense to Miami.
Yes, tomorrow, after OTAs are over, he is taking his talents and all of their talents to South Beach. So what can go wrong, right? But no, he is following up on Deshaun Watson taking the entire offense to the Bahamas, where they had a lot of bonding. They had 3 days of on-field work. So, hey, the pressure was on. Myles had to do something, and apparently he also chartered a private jet. They're heading down there. I think the defensive backs are invited. A little iffy on that, but no, they're all going to go down there. They're going to get their work in, and I already see the defense really coming together and bonding a lot, and I think this will just solidify it.
Yeah, it was a little murky about the defensive backs, but yeah, we'll just say that they're going to be there and kind of see what happens. But Ashley, I mean, this was a storyline coming into this offseason. Team unity, togetherness. Like I said, we saw the offense take it on and now the defense, and standing behind that defense, you do see these guys interacting at practice.
Yeah, and again, you know, we've talked about OTAs before. There's only so much you can glean from them, right? Like, guys, it's not full contact. Guys aren't in full pads, but this camaraderie, I think, is just a huge, huge part of something they're trying to rectify from last season. We heard from multiple guys last year that they felt like this team camaraderie could be better, and this year so far it seems like they're on the right track with some of that stuff.
Now, speaking of the defense, Ashley, we've seen some, I don't want to call it a shakeup, but the linebacking core has looked a little bit different. What have you seen out there at practice?
Yeah, so we've seen a lot of Jacob Phillips in that middle linebacker role. Obviously, he missed a huge chunk of last season with that biceps injury. So we're seeing him play a lot in the middle, and Anthony Walker gets some reps on the outside, which is a little bit of a different look. And we heard from defensive coordinator Joe Woods today, and he said he feels like those guys have the versatility to really kind of excel in those roles and switch up some of those looks.
Yeah, and Mary Kay, that sort of feels like part of that Joe Woods. He wants versatility really on all levels of the defense.
Yeah, and you know what? They know what Anthony Walker can do because they've seen so much of it. So this is an opportunity at this time of year to try to get those reps for Jacob. And Jacob was slated for a much bigger role than he was able to have last year because of that injury. They were really looking forward to what he was going to be able to do. He did make it back for the end of the season, but it's almost a whole brand new second year now coming up for Jacob Phillips, and I think he will play a lot this season.
Now, of course, Deshaun Watson always going to be part of the story, and Alex Van Pelt spoke today, the offensive coordinator, and he's worked with an elite quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. And Mary Kay, he seems to think there are some similarities there between Deshaun Watson and Aaron Rodgers, especially when it comes to their escapability, their ability to throw on the run. I mean, this guy knows what an elite quarterback looks like.
Yes, absolutely. And for him to, to go that far, to actually acknowledge that there are some similarities, so many times guys will say, I don't like to compare. I don't like to compare. But he actually did it. He did acknowledge that there are some. And the arm talent is undeniable. I mean, we can all see it out there. The ball just jumps off the arm. I mean, he's just accurate. It's just, really a sight to behold. And Alex Van Pelt, is back with an elite quarterback. And who gets to coach two of those guys in one career?
And Ashley, I mean, that's why you take the PR hit. You give the $230 million contract. You give up those first-round picks because you think you have a guy that can be like Aaron Rodgers.
Right, and that's something we've talked about over and over again. Obviously, with Deshaun Watson and the allegations he faces, those aren't going away anytime soon. And we've even said, no one should feel bad, quote-unquote, for the Browns because they chose to make this move in spite of all of that because of what they saw on the field. So it's definitely, like we said, a story that's not going away, a storyline that's not going away, but you kind of get glimpses on the field of what he can do in that regard.
All right, full coverage of everything that happened today here in Berea at OTA number 5. It will all be at cleveland.com/Browns.